All right, guys, Miss Hazel here. One last video for the semester. You just watched 2 Khan Academy videos. The second video was on how to identify the center and the radius given the expanded form of a circle. So this is the expanded form of the circle. It is a circle equation. It just doesn't look like that one you learned last week. So we're going to put it in that form so we can figure out what the center and the radius is. So the first thing you want to do is group your x's together and your y's together. So when you do that, okay, you're going to leave a blank for when you're completing the square. Then you're going to group your y's together. So you've got y squared plus 12y. You're going to leave another blank, and then you've also got that minus 24. So you need to also have that on there as well. Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, so now that we have it set up, we're going to go ahead and take half of b. So we want to take half of b, which is -4. Half of -4 is -2. So we have x minus 2 squared. To get this value here, you need to square that. So -2 squared, or -2 times -2, is +4. Same thing with your y values. You've got a plus sign. We're going to do y. What's half of 12? It's 6. So you've got y plus 6 squared. So that's how you write the form of the standard form of the equation of a circle. Now to get the value here, because if I were to FOIL this out, I would have y squared plus 12y plus 6 squared, which is 36. Okay, now what you add to one side, you also add to the other. So since we added 4 here, we also have to add 4 to the right-hand side. Since we added the 36 here, we also have to add 36 to the right-hand side. Okay, now we haven't done anything with this 20 minus 24 yet. Okay, so we actually need to move that to the right-hand side. So what's the opposite of subtract 24? It's add 24. And it cancels on this side. So 4 plus 36 is 40, plus 24 is 64. So now we have the standard form of the equation. So we can easily identify the radius and the center. So remember these two, this gives you your h, this gives you your k. You just have to change the signs. Remember the center is h comma k, but you've got to change those signs. So you've got -2, switch the sign. You've got +6, switch that sign. So your center is 2, -6. Okay, so that's one important piece of information. Now, how do we find the radius? So to find the radius, that is this piece right here. But remember, in the standard form, that's r squared. So that means r squared is equal to 64. So what square gives you 64? Or how do you solve that? You take the square root of both sides. Since we're talking about length, you don't take plus and minus 8. It's just 8. So your radius is 8 units, which is the second piece of information. So a lot of algebra involved here. Not too bad. You just have to remember how to complete the square, guys. So when you're given the equation of a circle in the expanded form, you've got to complete the square. Okay? All right, let's do one more example together. So let's identify the center. We're going to identify the center and the radius. So that's the end goal. Okay? So we've got to reorder this equation by putting our x's together. So we have x squared minus 14x. Don't forget to leave your blank for when you complete the square. Group your y's together. Leave your blank and then finish out that equation. You've got a plus 76 equals 0. So now we've got to complete the square twice with the x's and the y's. So what is half of negative 14? It's going to be negative 7. Remember, you got to square that. And negative 7 squared is 49. If you add 49 to the left, you've got to add 49 to the right. Once again, complete the square with your y's. Half of negative 12 is negative 6. And to get this value, what's negative 6 squared, or negative 6 times negative 6? 36. Since you added it to the left, you have to balance it out and add it to the right. Okay, and then that 76, we don't want to bring it down. We actually want to move it across the equal sign. So you need to do the inverse operation by subtracting 76. And now you're left with, I'm going to actually clean this up a little bit, x squared, or x minus 7 squared plus y minus 6 squared equals, and then you can do 49 plus 36 minus that 76, and you get 9. Remember, the trickiest part here is that this right here, okay, this 9 is r squared, okay? So r squared is equal to 9, so r is 3. So your radius is 3 units. And to find your center, okay, remember this is h, change the sign. This is k, change the sign. So you got 7, 6. Okay, pretty short videos this time around. This is your last assignment. So after this, you need to complete the review. And then if you're taking the final, that is optional. The review is mandatory. The final is optional. Hop on over to Google Classroom and get your stuff done, guys. Almost done. Bye.